Before you begin cooking, make sure you have parent permission and you're doing it under their supervision. Gather all of your equipment: a mixing bowl, a skillet, a whisk, and measuring spoons. Hello, so today we're going to do a little egg cookery today. And so we're going to make some scrambled eggs. And so we have some basic ingredients from milk, our eggs, and butter. And you'll notice that I am using brown eggs. As you know, there's not a real big difference in the quality of eggs between white and brown. But again, that's just what I chose to use for this recipe. So as you know, as I've said before, I like to crack my eggs onto the surface. And I'm going to tilt this down so that you'll be able to see what we're doing. And so I'm going to crack my eggs on the surface. And they go in a separate container. And this is why we do them in a separate container, in case we get a little eggshell or if we get a bad egg. In which I did get an eggshell in the container, so that's why we do it this way. And what I've learned is if you take your eggshell, the eggshell is attracted to the egg, and so that makes a big difference when working with your eggs. I'm going to set this off to the side for a second. I'm going to put our eggs up here. This is our eggs. We're going to add just a little milk to them, and then we're going to whisk our eggs. And then put our cook surface on. Set it on low. We're going to cook on low. And I have about 2 tablespoons of butter here. And slowly melt our butter. And we just really want to take our time in cooking eggs because eggs are delicate. Now that our butter has melted, we're going to add our eggs. And we're just going to let them slowly thicken. And you'll see me occasionally just kind of work our eggs, but I like having a nice smooth curve, so I don't overmix. I'm just going to add a little black pepper at this time, and then towards the very end I'll add just a little salt. And you'll see it's starting to coagulate. That means it's starting to thicken. And it just depends on how you like your eggs. Some people like them really runny. Some people like them cooked hard. I'm in the middle, personally. Some professional chefs will add butter to their eggs at this stage to make them nice and creamy. I'm not going to add that because I cook my eggs in the butter itself. And I think if you just use a nice rubber spatula, it makes the biggest difference when making your eggs. It doesn't scrape your pan, and you won't get any of the residual. Especially if you have a Teflon coated pan, you won't get any of that in your eggs. So we're getting close to the end of the cooking. So I'm going to add just a little salt, and this is kosher salt. If you're impatient, you can increase your temperature, but again, I think if you cook it on a low temperature, you just get a better quality egg, in my opinion. Now, to some people, this egg is completely cooked. I like to go just a little bit longer. You want to make sure that you clean as you go. So while your eggs are on the in the pan, you can wash your dishes up. So that way you don't have any dirty kitchen in the process. And I'm cooking on what's called an induction cooker, which cooks using magnetism. It heats up very quickly. As you see, and here you go, ladies and gentlemen, we have our scrambled eggs. Just remember, when cooking, ladies and gentlemen, always get parental permission and do it under the supervision of your parents. And here we go. Breakfast is ready.